Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
Single best idea. What's the purpose here? The purpose here is you have 1, 2, 3, 15, 20-minute podcasts that you listen to every day. So I said, does the world need another 20-minute podcast to listen to every day? I don't think so, because everybody's glued to Odd Lots with Tracy Alloway and Joe Weisenthal, or David Gurr's wonderful work with A Big Take. So what do you need? How about a single best idea, which is 2 ideas? And if it's 3 minutes or 4 minutes or 5 minutes, great. That's what we do. We're building it out. We're trying to figure out who to put on. Today was easy. What a wonderful Monday it was after the Super Bowl. Way too much football talk. Michael Purves was with us. The highlight was talking about LL Bean and his wonderful 3 months he spends in New Hampshire. It's like on Golden Pond with Henry Fonda years ago and Katharine Hepburn. Michael Purves was in our studios here in the dead of winter, and he talked about the spirit that's out there. Not real GDP, but GDP plus the inflation component, or current or nominal GDP.
Just to put politics to the side for a second, I would say, if Harris was president, Trump were president, I think we have been in the midst of a nominal GDP shift that's going higher. There's a lot of structural reasons, really nothing to do with COVID or anything like that. These are just structural trends that have been occurring slowly and steadily. And I think I've been very constructive on the economy. I wasn't a hard landing guy a year ago, and I'm not a soft or hard landing effect here. I think what's happening here is we're really normalizing to something other than 2019, 2018, 2017. I think we're normalizing back to some other things, and there's a lot of structural forces that are going to keep inflation from getting to the Fed's target, but also they'll be growth supportive too.
I can't say enough about this. The great miscall that I've observed on Bloomberg Surveillance is not understanding growth supportive. That's what we've had quarter after quarter. Even this weekend, I said to myself, what if this growth continues? What if we continue with 4.5%, 4.8%, 5% plus nominal GDP? I'm not predicting that. I don't have a clue what's going to happen. But it's been the great miscall, the growthiness out there from COVID stimulus and on to perhaps a new productivity. Michael Purves of Tallbacken. It's always a surprise to come in. I really never look at the schedule when I come in. I sort of like the shock of, oh, this is who we've got today. Linda Dissel was on from Federated Hermes. Absolutely spectacular on the need to be in the market, even if you're scared stiff. We thank her. Eagles fan. She celebrated. Eric Balchunas emailed in getting ready for the Philadelphia parade down in his Philadelphia. But the real honor today was to have Robert D. Kaplan with us. My book of the year last year is The Loom of Time. It is spectacular. It's a walk through Morocco, east to Persia. Just a wonderful, wonderful book across the Mediterranean, through the Levant to Iran. He made very clear Iran is a key point in his look right now. His new book out is Wasteland. And we talked to him about something that's come up a number of times. The destruction of the American middle.
One of the problems with America in terms of American power and America's trajectory is that the center is gone, rather than a center-right and a center-left governing the country, where presidential elections were not existential. You now have a progressive left and a populist right. Neither seems to talk to the other. I think after Trump, what you're likely to get is another populist right regime, or go back to the progressive left. The real story in American politics is the destruction of the center, the destruction of the political center, which is partly the result of the end of the print and typewriter age and the beginning of the digital video era, where news is not in the middle, nuanced. It's all about passion and anxiety and short bursts of simplicity through social media.
Robert Kaplan there, out on social, on Twitter and LinkedIn in the coming days in celebration of his new book, Wasteland. I'll feature The Loom of Time, Wasteland. He has a wonderful book on tyranny, sort of buried from a couple years ago. It's a monograph of 110 pages or so. I'll feature that on tragedy as well. Robert D. Kaplan, an acclaimed author, and thank you so much to Michael Purves and others today. On your commute across the nation, in Kansas City, in Philadelphia, we're on Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and Sirius, and of course on the Eastern Shore in the Quarter, 99.1 FM, Bloomberg 1130 AM, and 92.9 from Mount Katahdin down to Block Island. We're on YouTube. Subscribe to Bloomberg Podcasts. And on YouTube Podcasts, it's Single Best Idea.